What happens after the last breath? Does the self dissolve into emptiness, or does it cross portals beyond human comprehension? Welcome, soul traveler, to the mystery of mysteries. Today, we dive into one of the most profound and enigmatic texts of Tibetan Buddhism, the Bardo Thodol, widely known in the West as the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Imagine a guidebook that accompanies you through the most mysterious transition of existence, death. This is the purpose of the Bardo Thodol. But this is not just a manual on the end of life. It is a map, a spiritual guide, revealing what happens the moment the physical body ceases to exist. Today, we will cross this portal, unveil its messages, and perhaps understand a little more about what it truly means to exist. The Bardo Thodol was created by Padmasambhava, a legendary mystic and master of Tibetan Buddhism. Born in India, he brought the sacred wisdom of Buddhism to Tibet in the 8th century. Revered as Guru Rinpoche, meaning precious master, he was no ordinary monk. He was a spiritual visionary, a master of tantric rituals and esoteric teachings who sought to guide not just the living, but also the dead, offering a path to liberation even after the last breath. From a young age, Padmasambhava displayed extraordinary mystical abilities, earning recognition as a Mahasiddha, a being who has attained profound spiritual realization. When invited to Tibet by King Trisong Detsen, he encountered fierce resistance from the existing Bon traditions, the ancient spiritual beliefs of Tibet. But Padmasambhava did not seek to destroy these traditions. He sought to integrate them. Using his tantric wisdom, he tamed the spiritual forces of Tibet, laying the foundation for what would become Tibetan Buddhism. He established Samye Monastery, the first of its kind in Tibet, and revealed the secrets of the mind, reality, and the cycle of existence, samsara. In Tibetan Buddhism, death is not the end. It is a transition, an opening to a final opportunity for liberation. Padmasambhava understood that at the moment of death, the mind enters a unique state. Free from the distractions of the physical world, it becomes more receptive to the ultimate truth. But most souls, lost in fear and illusion, fail to recognize this. Thus, he created a guide, a set of instructions to be recited for the dying and studied by the living. Its purpose? To prepare the mind for the Bardo states, the transitional realms experienced after death. In essence, he sought to ease suffering and open the doorway to enlightenment, even when all seems lost. The Bardo Thodol describes 3 distinct stages. 1. The Chikai Bardo, the moment of death. The very instant of death is not just an ending, it is a threshold. Here the soul is confronted with the clear light, a radiant, infinite expanse of pure consciousness. This is the true nature of the mind, the absolute reality, a state of boundless peace, unity, and freedom. For the spiritually prepared, this moment offers the chance for immediate liberation. If the soul recognizes the light as its own true nature, it dissolves into it, achieving nirvana. But for most, the light is too intense. Fear arises. The soul clings to what is familiar, unable to surrender to the unknown, and so it falls away from the light, descending into the next stage of the Bardos. 2. The Chonyid Bardos, the Bardos of visions. Here, the soul experiences the raw, unfiltered manifestations of its own mind. It is a realm of dreamlike intensity, where all that was hidden in life, fears, desires, regrets, emerges as powerful visions. At first, the soul encounters peaceful deities, radiant beings representing the enlightened aspects of consciousness. But for the unprepared, these beings may appear overwhelming, confusing, or even terrifying. If the soul fails to recognize these as mere projections of its own mind, the visions become darker. The wrathful deities emerge, fierce and terrifying forms, not as punishments, but as reflections of the soul's own suppressed fears, anger, and attachments. Here lies a great opportunity. If the soul realizes that these are illusions, it can transcend the cycle of rebirth. But if fear takes hold, if the mind clings to these visions as reality, it is propelled forward to the final Bardo. 3. The Sidpa Bardos, the Bardos of rebirth. This is the stage where the soul feels the pull toward reincarnation. The weight of past karma, the attachments left unresolved, act as a magnetic force, drawing the soul to its next existence. Visions of couples in union appear, symbolic of the process of conception. The soul, driven by its desires and fears, is instinctively drawn toward a new body, a new life. The choice is not conscious, it is dictated by the deep imprints left by one's past actions. For most, this marks the continuation of samsara, the endless cycle of death and rebirth. But for those who have trained their mind in life, there remains one final chance, the opportunity to see through the illusion, to let go and merge into the clear light. What does this teach us about life? The Bardo Thodol is not just a book about death. It is a book about life. It reveals that how we live shapes how we die, and how we die determines whether we are released or bound to the cycle of rebirth. Its ultimate lesson: fear and attachment bind us, but by practicing awareness, detachment, and love, we prepare our mind for the final journey, whether in this life or the next. And so we must ask ourselves, are we ready? As Ram Dass once said, when you die, only one question matters: how much did you love? Perhaps by contemplating these teachings, we can not only prepare for death, but learn what it truly means to live. If this journey into the unknown resonated with you, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments. What intrigues you most about life after death? Let's continue exploring the greatest mysteries of existence together.